I'm back. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show. I'm your host, Mikey, and yes, I'm back. I was gone on vacation for a couple of weeks there, but I am back now, and I just wanted to use this episode to catch up on things. I'm not going to go through a lot of details of what happened in the actual games while I was gone because there was a lot that happened because I've been gone for 2 weeks. That being said, I was over there in Hawaii. I was there. It was bittersweet situation because sweet part is it's Hawaii and I love being in Hawaii. Half of my family lives in Hawaii, so that's great to see the family. Bitter part was I was there to spread my mother's ashes that passed when she passed away a little bit over a year ago now. So that's what I was there for. But it was a good vacation overall, and had a good time, got to relax, and now I'm excited and ready to be back and take in Seattle sports. One thing though, that while I was over there, thankfully I was on Oahu, so I didn't run into any issues. But I'm sure you've heard it all over the news about the tragedy with the fires going on over there in Maui. So, just like I mentioned on my Fortnite podcast, if there's anybody that listens to both of these, I would just really highly encourage you to go out and look up any organizations that are helping with the situation over there and find a way that you can help. All right, so there is that. Then another piece of sad news. Of course, this happened while I was on vacation. As we got news that former running back for the Seattle Seahawks, Alex Collins, passed away in a motorcycle accident. So that was just horrible news to hear as well. I really liked Alex Collins when he was on the team here. I thought he was the kind of running back that you like to see, somebody who hit the hole hard, ran hard, and wasn't afraid to, lower his shoulder into a defender. So, and from what I've seen, he was even a better person. So, really, again, just really sad to lose him, and keep his family and friends in your thoughts for sure. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and we'll start. We're gonna get through just a quick, catch up here before we start recording normal episodes again. And this will just be a quick, like, okay, we're basically like what the first episode was, like, where do we stand, where is everybody, just to catch back up here. So let's talk these Seahawks. We're talking about training camp, and while I was gone, preseason has officially started. And we're seeing some good stuff from the team. We just won. We won our first preseason game against the Vikings, and then we just won against the Cowboys. And in the first couple of games, there's some big things that we got to see. To me, I think that Drew Lock actually looks like a really solid, serviceable backup quarterback. So the way he's been playing, I'm confident in him being the backup quarterback now. There was, when he was first traded for, there was thoughts that him and Gino would be competing for the starting spot, right? And then he first got here, got COVID, couldn't play, and then that just helped Gino, establish himself as a starter. And there was no question Gino's going to be the starter this year, right? But we wanted to see, okay, well, the little bit that we did get to see from Drew last preseason wasn't that great. So, how is he going to be this year? Are we going to be happy with him being the backup? And I would say so far, yes. He definitely looks like a guy that has all the tools. And should your starting quarterback go down with a minor injury that would keep him out for a game or two, he's the type of guy that you would feel confident in saying, okay, this guy can help this team, maintain a certain level and hopefully still win these games while he's in. I'm not interested in seeing him being the starter for a full season. Like it would be horrible if Geno Smith went down in week 1 and was out for the whole season. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see Drew Lock as the starter for a full season, but looks like he should be a good backup. Some other things that we've seen Zach Charbonnet. He has been looking good. Of course, the other rookie that's been looking really good, Jackson Smith and Jigba. My goodness, this guy, you could see it already, the star quality he has on the field, and just how much he's going to add to this team, and how much and how dynamic he's going to make this offense just by being on the field. So that is really good to see. We've seen a little bit of our defense now, which to me looks improved. I will say, after this last game that we played against Dallas, Devin Witherspoon is out there, being cautious with him to make sure that he doesn't enter the regular season injured, right? So, but just from the play that we saw from the corners in the game, we're feeling pretty happy with that number 5 overall pick and that we got Witherspoon. Not to say that the other guys were bad, just not to that level that we are used to and want to see out of our corners here in Seattle. So, keeping fingers crossed that Devin Witherspoon will be healthy and stays healthy at the start of the regular season, so he could step in there and give us 2 lockdown corners on the field at all times. Again, whether that, as we have seen, whether that's him lining up on the outside or lining up in the slot, he should be on the field at all times, covering whoever it is they need him to cover. That's what I'm going to say about that for now. Let's see here. The defensive line, it's looking better than last year, and that's what we want to see. Again, at this point, we haven't got to see a lot from our starters, but from what we've seen, it's good. And then what I've seen from the backups, because that's mostly who's playing this preseason, right? It's okay. Again, I'm still concerned about the depth and rotation of our defensive line. So that being said, I know the Seahawks still have, a decent amount of cap space available. We saw Jadeveon Clowney just get signed to another team. So could the Seahawks start looking at some more defensive linemen to add to this team? Because again, it's still, because they were so bad last year, it's still the part of the team that worries me. Even though I think we have improved, it's just that doubt is there in the back of my mind because of how bad it was last year. But overall, it's looking good. And that's where we are with the Seahawks. In a couple of weeks here, we're going to be getting into the regular season. So let's go. All right, let's go ahead and let's talk some Mariners. Okay, and my goodness, am I excited to talk about this. And wow, it's just amazing. We are firmly in the playoffs right now, in that third wild card spot position. because uh, we have just been on a tear lately. And like I said, the teams that were ahead of us, they're not uh, that great, right? They're playing well above what they should have been playing. And then the Mariners were playing well below. So now that the Mariners are playing like we expected them, and Julio has just been playing out of his mind, setting records for the Major League Baseball, 17 hits in 4 games. First player to ever do that. Also stealing 5 bases in that span. Uh, you know, just like what the third player I think it was ever to hit 16, to have 16 hits in a 4 game span, and then breaking that record, pretty amazing. So that locked us in for the wild card spot. But what I'm really excited to talk about now, because you guys have heard me talk about it on this show, that I think I was saying this months ago when we were like 6 or 7 games back still, that this team, I believe I even said it once when they were 10 games back still, but I think this team can win the division. They have that type of skill. I'm going to pull it up here right now. We are just 3 games back from the Rangers for the AL West. Just a half game back behind the Astros. And same thing, there for the wild card. I'm hoping they just keep going on their losing streak after this and get themselves out of the playoffs. Nobody can stand those Astros, right? But then also look at our last 10. We're the only one in our division with a winning record, 7-3 in the last 10 games. Nobody else, like I said, really seems like they want to win this division. So the Mariners putting themselves in position to catch up and take over this division, which would be just amazing. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully Julio can just keep staying hot. Oops. We'll keep on going. Oh my gosh, I keep clicking the wrong buttons over here. Okay, let's go. So there's the Mariners. There we are with the Mariners. Kraken. There's nothing new to talk about with the Kraken. Off-season stuff still. Storm. Let's talk a little. Let's talk a little Storm. All right. Seattle Storm. My goodness, what are they doing, huh? They're getting more wins lately. Their last 10, they are 6-4. They just won a game on the night I'm recording this against Minnesota, a game in which they actually looked pretty dominating. Again, just it hasn't been there for them overall this season, but the potential, it's you can see it there, that this team has the potential to hopefully next year turn it around fast and get themselves back into the winning side of things and get into the playoffs. With just 8 games left, that's not going to happen this year, I don't think. I'm still hoping for a good draft pick, and hopefully whoever they're able to draft is going to come in and really help turn things around for this team quickly. Again, as we can see with this team, some of the pieces are there. They just need somebody to help them come in and keep that level of play consistent throughout an entire game. All right, there's your Storm. Let's go ahead and let's talk some Sounders, I guess. And this Seattle Sounders team, okay, they also just had uh, a game uh, on the night that I'm recording this, um, August 20th, and they lost that game 2-0. I mean, they're still, even with that loss, they're still sitting there in what, fourth place in the standings, so they're not going anywhere. I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs. That's fine or whatever, but my goodness, this just team has just been so like frustrating and disappointing to watch lately. It's just they can't put anything together. They don't look like they know what they're doing out there sometimes. So just no good from their Sounders. So you know, we they had like a 3-week long break after getting kicked out of what was the last cup we were in, the League's Cup, right? So they had a 3-week break to get everybody healthy, prepared for this next game, and they were not. So disappointing. So yeah, there's your Sounders little update. Let's go ahead and talk some OL Reign. The OL Reign, unfortunately, they lost their last game as well. Where do we sit? They sit currently in fifth place. So again, a team still firmly set to be in the playoffs, but yeah, that last one was a tough one. But you know, we're going to be getting back all of our players. Again, 8 players in total, I believe it was, that were on World Cup teams. 5 of them for the U.S., right? And then we had 3 other women that were on other teams. So we're going to be getting them back in their last few games here. And remember, we have a couple of home games. I believe there's 3 home games left at this point. And, you know, you're going to want to try to catch one or some of these to watch Megan Rapinoe in her last couple of games before she retires. So try to check those out. Yeah, there's your OL Reign. They've been I gotta say they're pretty fun to watch. They've been exciting to watch. Just unfortunate they lost that last one, but I'm gonna be really excited once we get our full squad back out there on the pitch. All right, so there's that. Sea Dragons, nothing new to talk about with them. Still off season for them as well. So that's really going to do it for this show. Like I said, I just wanted to keep it short and sweet for this one and just kind of catch back up and kind of, you know, yeah, like I said, catch up and just get a little update on where we were with everybody. And then next week at some point, I'll record a normal episode like I normally would, where kind of get into more depth of what's been going on in the games and what the teams are looking like. I'm really excited about that because the Mariners are playing so well, and you know, we're really ramping up to the start of the NFL season now, so getting excited for that. But yeah, so that's really it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you if you're on YouTube, you hit the like button, hit subscribe so you can get all these episodes. I appreciate everybody that was downloading and listening while I was away. And let's get it. Let's get ready for some more episodes, and let's get ready to talk about Mariners in the playoffs and Seahawks hopefully dominating the regular season when that's coming up soon. But that's going to be it for now. So thanks for listening to the Seattle Sports Show, where we watch legends awaken and breathe fire. So take cover, because with the Sea of Sound, you will see us rise to reign supreme and win forever.